Sheep, goats. Sheep, goats. Now, which one am I? Honestly, it's not an easy thing to figure out. Ever since I went to that darn Bible study the other day, I have been hopelessly confused. I thought Jesus was supposed to make things easier, not more confusing. Oh, those darn parables. You see, it's like this. I went to the Bible study hoping to find the key to eternal life, the right path to walk. I even brought along my mum's old King James Bible. I figured, heck, if that was the one she used, and she was a very God-fearing and righteous woman, then surely her Bible would put me in good stead with the big, you-know-who. You know what? It didn't help a bit. So I asked this nice woman sitting next to me if I could share hers, and she said that was okay. She told me that the language would be less confusing. Good, I thought. Now we're getting somewhere. Well, what they were studying turned to be a lesson about sheep and goats. Go figure. I thought Jesus was a carpenter. Straight lines, cut-off points, angles and design. A draft of what the reign of God was like. Do this, follow that blueprint, got it made. Wrong. He tells this parable about people who come before the throne of God at the last day, and they line up and God is there as some kind of shepherd. And God is doing this separating thing with the animals. Sheep, those are the good guys in the story, over here. And goats, you guessed it, the ones who did everything wrong, over there. Okay, fine. So God is a shepherd. I can live with that. Anyway, it turns out that there is a big test. It has to do with what you did with your life and how you lived out your faith. Well, cool, I thought. I was always pretty good at tests in school. I'll try this one out. But this is how the test goes. God is incognito. Well, I had to look that one up. It means that God is invisible. Like we didn't know that, right? But not only is God invisible, but God is hiding, sort of, in other people. Well, that's cool too. Neat approach. But where? And here's the secret. It seems like God is hiding in places you'd never expect. And not only that, but you have to find God and do something. I figured, well, this is like a big scavenger hunt. Go find God, do something, check it off your list, and you're in. Well, just in case you don't know, I'll let you in on the clues. I was hungry and you gave me food, God says. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me. So when I got home, I jotted down the list. Then I went out and started the big scavenger hunt. I figured I should be done in no time. Then I could just coast. Right, first item on the list. God is hungry. Feed God. So I went to the store and I bought a can of beans and I looked for someone to give it to, hoping like blazes I wasn't going to waste it on someone who wasn't God or Jesus. Well, you know what I mean. So I went downtown and I hung around a soup kitchen looking for a while. And, well, I didn't find God. Lots of people. But, well, for goodness sake, they were already feeding each other. They had food, sandwiches, soup and coffee. Some of the people who had finished their meal were getting up and helping behind the counter, serving others in the line. They even asked me if I wanted to have some lunch or to help feed the others. Nope, I figured. I was just wasting my time. No sign of God here. So I just went home and ate the beans. Next item. God is thirsty. Give God a drink. Right, so after I finished my beans, I went out to find someone to water. This was extremely difficult. I walked up and down the highway for an hour, holding a glass of water in my hand, looking for God. No takers. Finally, I went to Costa and got a cup of coffee. God wasn't there either. But I did notice a strange thing. This woman came in, anxious, worried, like something really bad had happened. Well, the barista behind the counter starts talking with her. She told her that she needed to hang in there, that things would get better. She told the woman that she would pray for her. And then, get this, she took out her purse and she bought the woman a cup of coffee. Go figure. I mean, those baristas don't get much of a salary there. Just wasting her salary as far as I could see. Anyway, I did not find God. Well, I reckon I wasn't doing too well on this list. So I took the bus home and I sat beside this stranger, sort of an odd-looking fellow. He kept mumbling about how unfriendly this city is and how nobody cares. Nobody even says hello. Well, buddy, small wonder when you keep that kind of attitude. Funny thing about that fellow, he didn't have anything on his hands and it was cold. Doesn't he know he should take care of himself? Oh well, go figure. Always be positive, I said to myself. So I put my gloves on and I got off the bus, still looking for God. Well, I got home exhausted, frustrated, and then the phone rang. Wouldn't you know it? It wasn't God. Not even close. It was my cousin, Jerry. He'd fallen at work and he was in the hospital with a broken ankle. Could I drop by his house and get him a clean pair of underwear and his toothbrush? Well, I thought, Jerry, old boy, you've probably been into the sauce again, and you are exactly where you deserve to be. I told him I had to go to a Bible study at church and maybe I could come by later, tomorrow at the earliest. I tell you, you give that guy an inch. Who does he think he is? God? Well, I turned on the TV before going to the Bible study. What a mistake. News, 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 and all of it bad. One of the items was about some political prisoners in some third world country being held in horrendous conditions. Then some piece about some do-gooders trying to get people to write to the government of that country to get those folks released. Seems like they're likely to get tortured or disappeared, whatever that means. I flipped the channel to reruns of Charlie's Angels. Now that's entertainment. All that hair! Anyhow, I'm on my way back to that old Bible study again. Let's just hope that they have something I can really get my teeth into. You know, something where God is really real, where God tells you what to do and when to do it. I tell you, looking for God out there is not that easy. Honestly, you can't tell a sheep from a goat. Can you tell the difference?